I don't know that I ever told that story since it happened. I knew a fellow who went overboard and came back dead. I didn't see him after he came back, only one of us did. But we all knew he was there. No, I'm not giving you sharks. There isn't a shark in the story. And I don't know that I would tell you it at all if we weren't alone. Just you and I. But you and I have seen things in various parts, and maybe you will understand. Anyhow, you know that I'm telling what I know about, and nothing else. It has been on my mind to tell you ever since it happened, only there hasn't been a chance. I dare say, do you remember those two Benton boys that were so much alike? It's no wonder, for they were twin brothers. They shook with us as boys on the old Boston Belle, when you were a mate and I was before that mast. I never was quite sure which one was which of those two, even then, and when they both had beards it was harder than ever to tell them apart. One was Jim and the other was Jack. Well, those two Benton boys turned up on board the Helen B. Jackson. It was a stormy night that day. You have known me, man and boy, several voyages, and you're older than I am. And you've always been a good friend to me. Now, do you think that I'm the sort of man to think I hear things where there isn't anything to hear? Or to think I see things when there isn't anything to see? No, you don't. Thank you. I heard a man whistling that night. It was Nancy Lee, and I could have sworn that man was right over my head in the crosstrees. I felt stiff, as if I couldn't move, and my hair was curling against the flannel lining of my sweater, and thought somebody had dropped a lump of ice down my back. Many things were strange after that night.
Overboard!
I came running out of the cabin and saw Jim, but to only find out that it was actually Jack. Soon after, we found out it was Jim who went overboard. Really care. Seeing that the wedding was only half an hour away, I decided to go. I arrived at the train station at 10 a.m., and Jack was there to receive me. He looked a little weary and wrinkled, still well-dressed in a top hat and suit, but he had this shifty look in his eyes, as if he was always on the watch. After that night, life on the boat got a little mad. Everyone started saying things and seeing things. People heard Nancy Lee when there was no one there. Extra forks and utensils started appearing, even though we were one man short. Quickly enough, everyone became paranoid with paranormal activity. Everyone was so scared they wanted to get off the boat immediately, and so they did. One day, after I myself got off the Helen B. Jackson, I got a letter from Jack 3 years afterwards. It's been a while since I've seen him, but he invited me to his wedding with a girl named Mammy. I've heard about her, just a little bit, when the twins were both from the station. He took me to his cottage to wait around until the wedding.
Did you hear that? No, it's the wind. Don't you hear footsteps upstairs? No.
After hearing those footsteps, Jack was pretty sure that it was the wind, so I went to check up myself. I went upstairs to only found this locked room that I saw Jack lock when he first introduced me to the house. But it was open. I looked inside. It was dark, with other sailor stuff, I'm guessing of Jack's past. So I closed the door, locked it as it should be, and came back down. But that's when I heard something. Footsteps walking away from the door, after I locked it. I decided to pretend I didn't hear anything, and just get on with the wedding before I freaked Jack out.
Did you see anything? No, let's just go home.
The wedding went well, except for one incident when Mammy ended up screaming because she thought Jack's arm was really wet and cold. But after rechecking, I guess she was just imagining it. But as they were leaving, I was watching them go back to the cottage for the honeymoon. But then it's when I saw something strange. I watched them head to the cottage, and I stood shocked still, staring at what I saw. Mammy was walking between two men. The second man was just about the same height as Jack, both being about half a head taller than she. Jack on the left, in his black tall coat and round hat, and the other man on her right, well, he was a sailor man in wet oilskins. Mammy set her foot on the step to go up. As she went forward, I saw the sailor slowly lock arms with Jack, and Jack didn't move to go up. Then Mammy turned around on the step, and they all three stood the way for a second or two. She cried out then. I heard a man cry like that once when his arm was taken off by a steam crane, and she fell back on a heap on a little piazza. The sailor turned slowly where he stood, and swung Jack around by the arm steadily and easily, and began to walk him down the pathway from the house. He began him straight down the path as steadily as fate, and all the time I saw the moonlight shining on his wet oilskins. He walked him through the gate and across the beach road, and out to the open wet sand where the tide was high. Then I got my breath with a gulp and ran for them across the grass, and vaulted over the fence and stumbled across the road. The two men were at the water's edge, and when I reached the water, I saw that Jack Benton's head was falling forward on his breast, and his free arm hung beside him, while his dead brothers steadily marched him to his death. Think what you may of the story, but just view some of these clips that I found that had similar incidents that has happened in the story.
I sat there just trying to see if I could capture any EVPs. What happened was, I got up and left because it was just too hot up there. But you're going to see the camera try to autofocus a couple times, and then you'll see the activity. You're looking right in this area right here. Possibly move their chair like that. That's the question we were asking. Let's play it again, Grant, and then let's see if we have more lit. Now, you guys know the lighthouse. That door right there is the only in and out. Right. All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. That stuff I've been experiencing right there. That's what I'm talking about. No shadows underneath the door, and there's nobody in the mirror right there. The door opened and closed by itself. Yeah, that's what I'm saying right there. We didn't just catch this once, we caught this twice.
Everybody here is sick and tired of your bull crap. You gonna come out, you gonna show yourself? Push us around. Throw something at us. Guess you're just a lousy little punk. I don't know what it was. What is that noise?
I don't know.
Oh, we heard all different sorts of footsteps and noises from in there. And as we were in there, we were really trying to provoke. Something back there doesn't have the gonads to step out. Come on. This is stupid. We just lost the video camera.
Did you just totally die?
Oh, we still got 11 minutes of tape. Sometimes when we're investigating, the batteries in our equipment will drain down temporarily. The theory is that an entity can draw from the energy in the battery as long as that battery is in a device and it's on.
My calf muscle just got like ice cold.
Ice cold?
No, it's not cold anymore. Now it's freaking hot. Ow.
It's hot?
All of a sudden, my right calf muscle area got extremely cold, almost as if somebody was holding ice to it, and then instantly changed to extremely hot, and then just started stinging.
Yeah, I think I'm scratched.
And it appears that I've got scratch marks running down my actual calf muscle.
What the frig, man? Are you all right? There were some scratches on his leg, and you can see them raising.
It's like little razor blades.
Ghost Hunters, a sci-fi